Hey guys, it's MandaPanda, and today is Fan Custom Friday, where I pick one of my fans' custom OC ponies and I make it in real life on my channel. And this month's winner is a Tiny Tough Heart. He was submitted to me by Forever American Girl Studios, and Tiny Tough Heart is a strong yet gentle pony who hasn't got his cutie mark yet, but he hopes that when he does get it, that it's a soccer ball because he loves playing soccer. So let's get started making Tiny Tough Heart. I'm using Apple Bloom as the base for Tiny Tough Heart. I have never customized one of these tiny little filly ponies. You can see the difference in size from that normal pony I usually use. Not sure how this head is gonna come off, so let's see if it'll come off by twisting it to the side like the other ponies. And this is a lot harder. It like does not, oh, there it goes. Oh, this is pretty cool. I don't think this has ever happened. The entire neck plug just got pulled out, giving us access to the tail. I'm just gonna take my scissors and cut off the bulk of the tail, reach in there with my pliers and pull out the rest of it. And oh, this actually has one of those little metal washers just like the other ponies do, so I'm just gonna remove that. And that's it for the body. Super easy. For the head, let me see if I can just pull the rest of this neck plug out. Oh yeah, that was a little bit hard, but it definitely came out all in one piece. Awesome. Gonna trim this hair all the way down to the scalp. Remember, the shorter that you make the hair, the easier it's going to be to remove the roots from the inside of the head. Now, this head is so teeny tiny that I can't reach in there with my pliers like I normally do. So what I'm gonna do is just put the tip of my pliers in the head and actually scrape the head and all of that glue directly on the scalp. So I'm actually reaching in and scraping opposed to reaching in, pinching the hair and pulling it out. And let me show you kind of up close how I'm scraping, and you can see in the front there where the hair is starting to get pulled inside of the head. Now all the hair has been pulled out, but it's still stuck inside of her head. So I'm gonna reach in there with some tweezers and just pull out all of that hair and get her ready for some new hair in a little bit. That looks really, really good. Just gonna take a little bit of acetone, remove the eyelashes and the color of her eyes because Tiny Tough Heart is a boy and doesn't have any eyelashes. The pony's all prepped. Let's start the transformation. I'm gonna be using Americana acrylic paint in the color Teal Mint. It is the perfect match for Tiny Tough Heart, and we are going to cover him with 3 coats of acrylic paint, his head and his body. I am going to kind of preserve the shape of the original eyes, so it makes it easier for me later when I go in to paint his new ones. So let's get all of this paint in. And this little filly pony is just so adorable because it's so teeny tiny. I bet that Tiny Tough Heart would have been really good friends with the Cutie Mark Crusaders. The paint is completely dried. It's time to start working on his eyes. Using some white acrylic paint, I'm going to put down 2 layers and shape out the eye. And then I'm going to use the same teal I used for his body for the eyes. I'm just going to put the general shape in and then add a little bit of white to the paint to lighten it up a little bit and add a little bit of depth and dimension to his eye color. And then switch over to black and put in the pupils. And I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 light reflections in his eyes using my nail dotting tools. This is the last step of paint for his head. I'm going to cover it with a layer of clear top coat to seal all of that work in. Let that completely dry, and then it's time for his new hair. I picked out this color called Forget Me Not, and it is the perfect shade of like powdery blue. I think it's a great match to the drawing. And like normal, I'm going to be using my rerooting tool from dollyhair.com. It's a pronged needle, and I have cut this hair to 1/6 of the original length, wrapped it around my finger, and I'm going to very gently pick that up, and it's going to get caught right in between those two prongs there. Decide what hole you want that hair plug to go into, press down firmly, and just like that, the first hair plug is in. I'm just going to repeat this process over and over again until Tiny has a new mane. And Tiny has a lot less hair than the regular pony, so this should be pretty quick. Once all the new hair plugs are in, you're going to need to secure them, or they can and will fall out. I had switched over to using a hot glue, but since this head is so small, I'm going to switch back to the fabric glue and just kind of squirt it directly inside of that little hole. And I'm just doing it slowly because I don't want all of that glue to puddle at the top. Then I'm going to get a Q-tip and just evenly distribute that glue all throughout the inside. I'm going to put the head to the side and finish up his body. I'm going to be using a mixture of this really pretty aqua blue and white to create like a creamy blue color for the hooves, and I'm just going to paint those on all 4 legs. And I'm using a tapered flat brush that gives me a perfectly straight line at the top. I'm gonna let those hooves completely dry, and once they have, I'm going to cover the body with, again, a layer of clear top coat to seal all of that paint work in. Once it's dried, it is time for Tiny's new tail. Using that same Forget Me Not blue as the mane, I'm going to use a small twist tie, and I'm going to twist this hair together nice and tight, and then thread this through the tail hole, reaching in with my pliers to find the end of the little twist tie and pull it out about halfway through. You don't want to pull it all the way through because then you're gonna have to redo that step. So let me remove this twist tie and replace it with a sturdier zip tie. So the zip tie is a lot better than the twist tie. It makes sure that all of that hair is nicely and tightly secured, and it won't fall out later on. So let me just tie this as tight as I possibly can. Just gonna snip off the excess and then pull that new tail through. Let's check it out. Yeah, that is such a nice color. It like perfectly matches the hooves. And now I'm just going to take that neck plug that we pulled out earlier, firmly press that back into the body, and then reattach the head. Let's take a look at the completed custom. Here is a Tiny Tough Heart, and to be perfectly honest, his bangs were giving me so much trouble. They just did not want to stay down. But I got a little bit of a bang going on. I think he still came out really awesome. Forever American Girl Studio, you might just have to play with his hair a little bit more until it kind of trains itself to lay down flatter, but he's still just so adorable. And whenever he gets his cutie mark, you're gonna have to write me and let me know what his cutie mark finally is and the story behind it. If you would like your custom to be made in real life on my channel, channel. Stay tuned until the end of the video for all of the Fan Custom Friday giveaway details. Thank you so much for watching, Little Pandas. Until next time, bye! Want to see your OC pony made in real life? It could happen. Submit a drawing of your OC pony along with a short story about him or her directly to me, and be sure to include your OC's name. Once a month, I will randomly choose a pony to create in real life on my channel. Anyone can enter no matter where you live, and it is completely free. There is no charge to submit your pony, and there is no charge to make it if you win. I'll even mail you the finished pony as long as you have a valid mailing address. I ship worldwide, and of course, shipping is free. Here are the Fan Custom Friday rules. 1. You must be a subscriber to this channel, so submit your YouTube name along with your OC so I can verify. And if you are underage or your parents do not let you have a YouTube channel, no problem, just let me know when you submit your pony. And 2, if you are under 18, please ask your parents' permission before entering the giveaway. There are 3 different ways to submit your OC pony. You can either message me on Facebook or comment on my Facebook page, facebook.com/MandaPanda Toy Collector. You can message me on Instagram at MandaPanda Toy Collector, or you can mail me your drawing and your story to MandaPanda P.O. Box 2855, Humble, Texas 77347. Just a reminder, Fan Custom Friday is intended to encourage your imagination and creativity, so please avoid plagiarizing other people's works from websites such as DeviantArt and Google.